She abandoned me for a reckless guy, then shared a post saying, "Good girls crave a man with a spark." I responded with a simple comment, "Stay safe." A year later, after his arrest, she noticed my post featuring a ring and the caption, "Honest men deserve kind women." Her frantic text, "I miss your ordinary life," laid bare her regret. I'm what you'd likely describe as an unexciting guy. My days follow a steady rhythm. I rise at 6 a.m., jog, head to my 9-to-5 job as a software developer, return home, cook dinner, and perhaps watch a documentary before bed. Weekends are for grocery runs, occasional hikes, and tinkering with personal coding projects. There's a quiet, grounding joy in this routine. It's consistent. It's dependable. It's a life I carefully crafted, step by step. My ex-girlfriend, Natalie, viewed my stability not as a virtue, but as a cage. During the final year of our 3-year relationship, she was always searching for an escape. We shared my modest but cozy home, which I'd purchased with savings I'd accumulated throughout my 20s. I covered the mortgage and utilities. She taught yoga part-time, earning enough to manage her car payments and her endless collection of workout clothes. I believed we were content. I thought my steady life provided the foundation she needed to find her own way. But she didn't want a foundation. She wanted a highway or act over a chasm. The performer's name was Ryder. He was my opposite in every way. His tattoos outnumbered my collared shirts. He rode a noisy motorcycle. He didn't hold a conventional job. He called himself a freelance artist and hustler, which seemed to involve late-night outings, cryptic phone calls, and an income that swung wildly while he boasted about it. He was the quintessential bad boy, a stereotype come to life, and Natalie was utterly captivated. She met him at her yoga studio, and soon he dominated her world. Her evenings filled with visits to gritty bars, concerts for obscure bands, and impulsive midnight escapades. I was never included. "You wouldn't enjoy it, Ben," she'd say. "It's not your vibe, it's too wild." I wasn't naive. I saw the signs, but I'm not one to demand loyalty or snoop through phones. My belief is straightforward. You can't make someone stay faithful. You can only give them the space to reveal their true self. And Natalie was revealing hers in vivid, unmistakable ways. The end came on a Tuesday evening. It wasn't a loud, theatrical argument. It was calm, patronizing, and final. I'd prepared dinner as usual. She came home late, reeking of smoke and cheap beer. She wasn't even pretending anymore. She glanced at the meal I'd made for her and sighed. "I'm not hungry," she said. "Ryder and I ate already." I nodded, storing the plate in the fridge. "Okay," I said. She followed me to the living room. "We need to talk," she said, her tone heavy with rehearsed gravity. "I think we do," I agreed. "This isn't working for me anymore, Ben," she said, arms crossed. "I feel trapped. Your life is so routine. It's the same every day. I need thrill. I need fire. I need someone with a spark." I looked at her, my expression blank. I felt no rage, no sorrow, just a deep sense of acceptance. The test was over. The outcome was clear. "Ryder has a spark?" I asked, my voice even. "Yes," she said, her face brightening. "He's fearless. He takes chances. He pushes me. He makes me feel alive. You just make me feel secure." She spat the word secure like it was a curse. In her mind, it was. "So you're leaving me for him?" I said. It wasn't a question. "I'm choosing a different road," she said, framing it as a quest for self-growth. "I need someone who matches my vibe." I nodded. "Okay," I said. "I'll help you pack." My calm response seemed to frustrate her. She wanted drama. She wanted me to plead, to fight, to show my predictable life had some fire after all. But I wouldn't play that role. I was finished. She moved out the next day. As she left, she paused at the door, her expression dripping with pity. "I hope you find someone who loves your quiet life, Ben," she said. "I hope you find what you're chasing," I replied. The next day, she made it official. She posted a polished photo on Instagram of her and Ryder on his motorcycle, both in leather jackets, exuding a brooding, rebellious air. Her caption was a direct jab at me, a final twist of the blade. "Good girls crave a man with a spark. New journey, no regrets, true love, finally free." The post was her victory flag, proclaiming to the world that she'd traded her dull, stable life for something vibrant and real. Her friends flooded the comments with cheers. "Slay, queen. You go, girl. So thrilled for you." I saw the post, the image of her clinging to a man I knew was trouble, and I felt only a strange peace. I left a comment, simple, not bitter, but fitting. "Stay safe out there." Then I blocked her on all platforms, erased her contact, and began the steady process of removing her from my world. I had no interest in watching her predictable collapse. I just wanted my calm, ordinary life back. The first phase of my response was complete, letting her go. Update 1. The year that followed was serene and deeply fulfilling. While Natalie chased her wild new life, I rediscovered the beauty of mine. The house was tranquil. My weekends were mine alone. I no longer carried the quiet tension of being with someone always seeking the next rush. I embraced my ordinary life. I started a small garden. I took a carpentry course and crafted a bookshelf. I got obsessed with baking bread. My sourdough starter became my closest companion. I reconnected with friends living steady lives with their partners and kids. We'd grill, hike, and discuss home loans and savings plans. It was delightfully, gloriously mundane. 6 months after Natalie left, a friend introduced me to Hannah, a librarian. She was witty, kind, and radiated a calm warmth that felt like home. On our first date, I was upfront about my routine life, my love for structure, my hobby of woodworking. I expected polite disinterest. Instead, she smiled. "That sounds wonderful," she said. "I've had enough chaos. Stability is the most appealing thing to me." Our bond grew naturally without drama or games. We shared values: honesty, compassion, and a love for quiet evenings with books. She adored my homemade bread. She helped me plant herbs in my garden. She didn't see my life as dull. She saw it as serene. She didn't view my stability as a flaw, but as a strength. For the first time, I was with someone building the same life I was. Meanwhile, I heard bits about Natalie's world through mutual acquaintances. Her social media updates, shared by others, painted a grim picture. The thrill of her life with Ryder had faded, replaced by constant turmoil. He kept losing gigs. There was always drama with his sketchy crew. Money was tight. Natalie, once supported by my steady income, was now stressed, teaching extra yoga classes to afford their dingy apartment. Her Instagram posts grew sparse, shifting from bold to weary, filled with vague quotes about enduring hardships and finding resilience in chaos. Her dream life wasn't as dazzling as she'd claimed. I took no joy in this. I felt only quiet confirmation. I'd seen the warning signs. I'd known a life built on thrill was fragile. It was a castle of sand, and the waves were rolling in. One night, 11 months after she left, I was at Hannah's place. We were cooking together, laughing over something trivial. It was a perfect, simple moment, and I felt a happiness so deep it almost ached. I looked at her, her warm eyes and genuine smile, and knew she was the one I wanted forever. The next day, I visited a jeweler, not a glitzy chain, but a small, family-run shop. I chose a timeless, vintage-style ring with a modest, flawless diamond. It was perfect. It was Hannah. I held onto the ring, waiting for the right moment, something meaningful but true to us, simple and real. The chance was coming. Update 2 **** Ryder's downfall hit the news on a Monday morning. A brief local article reported, "Man arrested in stolen car parts scheme." His mugshot was there, Ryder, the man with the spark. His spark was a felony. He and his business partners had been stealing catalytic converters and selling them illegally. The police had been tracking them for months. It was a petty, unglamorous crime. This was the thrill Natalie had left me for. This was the fire she'd sought. My first thought wasn't vengeance, but quiet sadness for the person she'd become. My second thought was about her narrative, the one she'd loudly shared a year ago about good girls needing a man with a spark. That story now had its final, undeniable chapter. I didn't act immediately. I let the news settle. I knew Natalie's world was crumbling. Her thrilling bad boy was a criminal. Her chosen life had led to police reports and courtrooms. A week later, I decided it was time. On a sunny Saturday, I took Hannah to the botanical gardens, where we'd had our first deep conversation. We strolled through the rose garden, and at a quiet bench, I paused. I told her how much she meant to me, how she'd brought gentle joy back into my life. I said I wanted to spend my steady, ordinary life with her. I knelt and asked her to marry me. She said yes, tears of joy in her eyes. It was a perfect, quiet, authentic moment. That night we took a simple photo, just us on my couch, her hand with the classic ring resting on mine, both of us smiling genuinely. I posted it on my Instagram, a quiet account filled with garden and dog photos. This post was different. It was a statement. I shared the image of our hands, the ring gleaming, and wrote a caption echoing Natalie's post from a year ago, closing the circle. Some things are worth the wait. Some people are worth building a life with. I once thought good girls wanted a man with a spark. I've learned that's wrong. Good men deserve kind women, and I'm the luckiest man to have found mine. I didn't mention Natalie. I didn't need to. The message was clear. Hannah and I went for a quiet dinner to celebrate. I didn't check my phone. I knew the message would land. Final update ***. 6 months have passed since I proposed to Hannah. We're marrying this fall in a small, intimate ceremony in the backyard of the home I once shared with Natalie. We're making it our own, filling it with new, joyful memories. The night I posted our engagement photo, it happened. Around midnight, my phone buzzed with a text from an unfamiliar number. I knew it was Natalie. Her message was long, frantic, and painfully raw, exposing the ruins of her chosen life. "Ben," it began, "I saw your post. The ring is lovely. She seems kind. I don't know if you heard about Ryder. It's been a disaster, the legal fees, the court dates. He's likely going to prison. My life's a wreck. I'm back with my parents. I have no money. People see me as a failure." The text continued, listing her struggles, but the final line was her true confession, her complete surrender. "I keep thinking about our life, how simple it was, how safe I felt. I was so foolish. I miss you. I miss our ordinary life so much." I read it and felt nothing. No anger, no pity, no triumph. It was like reading a news report from a far-off place. Her reality no longer touched mine. I showed the text to Hannah. She read it, looked at me with her wise, kind eyes and said, "You really escaped something, didn't you?" "We both did," I replied. I deleted the text and blocked the number. That was the last I'll ever hear from Natalie. From what I've heard, her story hasn't improved. Ryder was convicted and is serving a short sentence. Natalie's still at her parents' house, trying to rebuild. Her thrilling adventure left her with debt, a criminal ex, and a tarnished reputation. My response was never about a single, dramatic act. It was a quiet, deliberate choice. The truest revenge was living well, building a joyful, stable, ordinary life with a woman who shares my values. My engagement post wasn't an attack on Natalie. It was a celebration of Hannah. That it also shattered Natalie's illusion was just a side effect. She left because she thought my life was dull. She came crawling back when her thrilling life became a nightmare. She wanted a man with a spark, and she got one, the spark of a cell door locking. I wanted a kind woman, and I found one. Every steady, predictable, ordinary day with her is more vibrant and fulfilling than the chaos Natalie chased. She had her thrill, I have my joy, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.